at this point, when I look at these props and I say, okay, yeah, these props add to our character's story, but what's the story of the actual props? So let's just take a moment, pull out some scrap paper or a blank layer and just start thinking these through. Like, okay, what is that snake staff going to look like? Just like our character has his own design, these things need to have a look of their own as well. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're just kind of like thinking out loud. And the cool thing about drawing that I'm not sure that I mentioned, but it's like one of my favorite things about drawing is that it takes a long time. And so while you're drawing, you're actually thinking of new ideas and story elements. And so even as I'm drawing this snake staff, I'm thinking of what's it going to look like? What does it do? What does the glowing look like? What color should it be? Is it old looking? How can I, detail it to make sure that it's old looking with like cross hatching and whatnot? And maybe it shoots laser beams out of the mouth. Like, who knows? This is the time when you would try all that stuff out and see what works, what doesn't work, what you love about it, what you hate about it. Same story with that jetpack. So let's show that from the side for a moment. So if we've got this quick, rough looking version of our hero from the side, you're going to want to flesh out what that looks like, because sure, we've seen it from the front, but you may discover something really cool about it once you start drawing it from a different angle. So we've got our hero arm here. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of like thinking, like I said, it's one of the benefits, and I am thinking about our character profile, and we haven't really hit on how he shoots stuff either. So what I'm starting to envision here is kind of like an ammo belt that will come off the jetpack, which is neat. And that can lead right into what every good cyborg, all the way back to Mega Man, needs, which is this awesome gun arm. And that's how he flies around and shoots stuff. So, just thinking this through, adding in some cool vents. You can refine this as long as you want if it's going to help you envision your character's story. But the main purpose is like, what's the story of these props and how do they add to our characters? And so once you think you've nailed that, I'm going to go back over to the good guy, and I'm going to go ahead and add that gun arm so I don't forget, and the ammo belt. Probably do that on a new layer or a new sheet of paper like we talked about, so that you're free to make mistakes and try new stuff. So get this thing going. When I tend to draw robots, I think of them like just all these moving plates and panels that shift around, transform. And this is kind of like a cheese grater machine gun thing. I don't know anything about guns. That looks pretty cool. And then we'll go ahead and throw in that ammo belt that leads back to his jetpack. I imagine that thing never runs out of bullets, though. It probably actually shoots lasers. So maybe those are like little weird cartridges. It's a comic book. Have fun with it. So this kind of exercise just helps add to your characters. It helps you visualize what they're all about and what's unique about them. And as you can see, this guy went from having a cape, spandex, and utility belt, just very standard stuff, to actually coming into his own and looking like a very unique character with a story to tell. All right, so let's clean this up. We're going to merge what we've just done, that new cool gun arm, with the good costume layer. So go on down. If you're working on paper, again, just stay organized. You don't have to redraw it a million times. And let's get rid of the two layers where we were just kind of exploring.